Am I audible? Yo. Yeah. All right. So we are back. We are back. We are so back. And you know, welcome everybody. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to tonight's stream. So this night is the beginning of a very long episode, and for those, as you can see from the description of this stream or from the description of this video, or before I start, right? So before I start, I would like to just say thank you to everybody that has supported me so far. For those that have engaged my content on LinkedIn, on Instagram, on Twitter, thank you so much. Thank you for pushing the post. Thank you for reposting, resharing. I love you so much. So, for this night, it's going to be the beginning of a very long episode, right? So, what we are going to be doing this night is now I don't know why my stream is, why my camera just freezed. But what we are going to be doing this night is yeah. So what we're going to be doing this night, we're going to be starting the CPTS prep. So for as many people that want to, take their CPTS exam, have taken my CPTS exam, this video is for you. And so before we dive into it, right, I just want to, I know I said I'm going to um the description of the video is trick, so we're going to be solving the trick box. But before I dive into the trick box, I want to what's it called now? I want to just run you through how my CPTS exam was, what I had to do, if you're also preparing, things you need to look out for before we jump into the video. So um my monitor is right here. So that's my oh okay. So my monitor is right here. For some moment, I thought it was just okay. So let me enlarge this. Yeah. So let's quickly jump into it. So a quick run through for my CPTS exam, right? Just to give. So before let's just log in, and I would sign in here. The network is a bit trashy. All right. So before we jump into it, I just want to run you through, how my exam was. So the CPTS exam basically it's one of HackTheBox, top tier or golden certifications, right? It's called the Certified Penetration Testing Specialist, and coming now to share my screen again. Yeah, it's called the Certified Penetration Testing Specialist. It's a 10 days exam, and funny how um you can write that exam for the whole 10 days. Some people feel like they'll be done in like 2 days, right? They'll be done in like 5 days, right? It's different from the OSCP where you just have 24 hours. For the CPTS, you have 10 days to both complete your exams, write a standard report, and submit it to HackTheBox. So if you are planning to write the CPTS exam, first thing I need to let you know is that you need to prepare. Like you really need to prepare. You need to prepare using the materials, the labs, everything that HackTheBox is providing you. You really need to prepare. So let me just run you through. Before I run you through, let me show you. So you see, congratulations, I passed my exam, and my result was released April 1st, 2026. Right. So, and I've been meaning to do this video for a very long time. So if you come here in your penetration tester job role part, you would see that let it load up. Let it load up. Let it load up. You see you have a whole lot of modules right here, right? Let's go to part details. So in part details, I think no wonder. Let's leave it at 90. So in part details, right, you see the penetration, I'm just going to read it for you. So the pen test job role part is for newcomers to information security who aspire to become professional pen testers. The part covers core security assessment concept and provides a deep understanding of specialized tool, attack tactics, methodology used during penetration tests. So the important concept for the CPTS exam is you are simulating an enterprise penetration test, right? So you're simulating an enterprise penetration test, and from HackTheBox perspective, if you go through this material, if you go through, all the modules for this job role part, you would be sound enough, right? You would already have like enough knowledge to sit for the CPTS exam, right? So that's why you need to take all the modules seriously. So it ranges from a whole lot of things. So upon completing job part, you obtain practical skills and mindset necessary to perform professional security assessment against enterprise level infrastructure. So that is the main concept here. So the main concept when you're going into the CPTS exam, one thing you should just know is that you are being dropped into a simulated enterprise penetration testing environment. So you need to have that mindset, and that's why it is 10 days. And for those that do pen test, that penetration testing, enterprise penetration testing is usually like 5 days, 10 days, depending on you know the scope and things like that. So but then you're being dropped into that. So and they said this information security foundation skill part can be considered prerequisite knowledge to be successful while working through this job role part. So it's very, very important, like very, very important that you go through this double part, understand each concept, and you crush it, right? Another disclaimer: you must finish all the modules before you can attempt the exam. If you don't finish all the modules, you will not be able to attempt the exam. So one of the reasons why you are seeing 99.2 here is because I think after I wrote the exam, Ask the Box like added new modules to the job role part. So that's why I see 99.2 completed, but I had to complete it. So there are various modules ranging from pen test process, and one thing you should understand is that yeah. So one thing you should understand is that these modules, they kind of like guide you through the concept of each topic, right? So for example, pen test process guides you through what is penetration testing, what are the process involved, things like that. Network enumeration with Nmap is going to guide you to how to use Nmap, introduce you to Nmap. And one of the things I really like about Ask the Box job role parts is that they kind of guide you by introducing you to the concept. So for example, network enumeration with Nmap. So they kind of guide you to, okay, what is network enumeration, right? Tools you can now use for network enumeration. Then they introduce Nmap. So it's like they are giving you the knowledge bit by bit by bit, and before you get that wholesome knowledge. Why does my camera keep lagging? Like, I don't even understand why my camera keeps lagging. Okay, that's story for another day. So the job role part is very, very grounded, to be honest. Like, you would enjoy it. I assure you, you would enjoy the job role part, right? It's very, very grounded. It is what you need, right? So we have um um attacking common services, pivoting. So just to give you a little hint, you would actually need pivoting in the exam, right? Active directory enumeration, obviously you would need to know how to enumerate active directory, how to like attack it and things like that. You know, not to waste time on this. One also, let's click on this. So one of the things I need to let you know is that if you're writing the CPTS exam, you've taken let me so yeah, so you've taken your job role part and you want to sit for the exam. One of the very important modules you should not miss is attacking enterprise network. Now, the reason why you should not miss attacking enterprise network is because this covers, so let me just read it out to you. So this module covers the steps for performing external pen test, the results in internal network access and compromise of an active directory environment. This is basically the exam being handed over to you. After the mock assessment, we'll also walk through essential engagement closeout tasks. Now, the modules include pre-engagement tasks, external information gathering, attacking external facing application and services, internal recon and lateral movement, active directory enumeration, post exploitation, and things like that. So one of the most important things you need to know is that this module is a steal, to be honest. Like if you can read the whole CPTS job role part and you do this module, to be honest, like you are good to go, right? Yeah, to be fair, you are good to go, right? In conjunction with your other like knowledge, right? So also another tip I need to like give you guys is for, because I know um we I think I spoke with someone recently. Where is the billing information here? So plans and subscription. So one thing I also need to let you guys know, right, is that you can, so for the CPTS exam, right, once you pay for the module, it might expire. So I literally did not like I literally used like 6 months. Yeah. So I literally used like 6 months to prepare for this exam, right? And it was not a sweet 6 months, right? So I literally used 6 months to prepare for this exam. And in those 6 months, my job role part access has expired. So I had to like pay for like use my student email because I had the student email. So if you want to instead of buying cubes, I find this like easy, right? So instead of buying cubes, you can just like do the $8 per month, and let's say you can also time your reading schedule. So let's say you have I don't want this introduction to be more than 30 minutes. How long are we in this video? Okay, so let's say you have okay, so let's say you have 3 months to read, right? And in those 3 months, you don't finish reading, right? Your job role part access has expired. Now, one of the things you can do is that you can pay $8 and try to finish some certain modules in that month. Pay another $8 instead of writing or paying for the 18-month subscription, $18 per month subscription, which is way expensive than $8 per month. So this is one way you can use to like cut costs, and things like that. Now another thing I need to also cover is where is my so another thing I also need to cover is mm, 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 mm. Yes. So the exam. So one thing I need to also cover before I jump into the box is that for the exam, right, you are going to be stressed, right? You are going to be stressed, right? And when I mean you are going to be stressed, like HackTheBox is going to stress you, right? Don't just think it's one exam, you're just going to come and just, well, if you're a beginner, you are going to be stressed, right? I wrote my exam 3 times. The first time I wrote my exam, I had 2 flags. I think that was when they changed the whole exam environment. So the first time I wrote my exam, I had 2 flags. The second time I wrote my exam, I had 11 flags. And the reason I could not get the last flag, because I just wanted 85 points, because you need 85 points to pass the exam. The reason I could not get the last flag was because I was tired. Then the third time I wrote the exam, I passed it, and I was so happy. But just a quick tip. So if you write your exam on the first attempt, your 10 days is almost expiring, and you are, let's say, on your 7th flag, for example, you don't need to you need to actually submit a report to HackTheBox, because if you don't submit a report, your 2 attempts is over, right? So you need to submit a report. They get back to you that you failed, then you take your second attempt within the specified range, right? So that's like a another like important tip that you need to have, right? So it took me 20, and the last thing I need to say, HackTheBox really stressed me, to be honest, because it took them 20 business working days. Like, the 20 days was, they completed that 20 days, right, before I got my results. So I'm going to let's jump into the video. We're already in the video, but let's jump into like into the video, right? So the approach I'm going to take today, right? So for those that are also practicing the labs, so we'll go to tracks. Don't know why this thing. Okay. So if you go to tracks, so tracks has like different learning paths that you can take, right? And one of the learning paths that is here is the CPTS learning path, right? So let's click on it. So you must enroll. So just we could click on enrolled. Okay, let's like it. Then enroll. So now we are enrolled. So now another important thing you need to know is that this. So let's quickly read about track. So the HackTheBox CPTS preparation track equips learners with essential knowledge and practical skills needed to succeed in the Certified Penetration Testing Specialist exam, covering core penetration testing concept through hands-on challenge. These tracks help This track helps participants to build the confidence and expertise required to approach the certification with success. So now, one of the things I need to also like mention is that you see these tracks, you actually really need it. You need it because I know when I was preparing for the exam, some of the things I did when I was preparing for the exam, I went through all the modules, I did all the labs, and there's a playlist on YouTube. It's by IPSEC. So IPSEC has an unofficial CPTS preparation part, right? So it's just like labs it feels like beginners should take, right? So you can also check that out. But I didn't take these CPTS tracks, right? And I feel like that's why I don't know why my so I feel like that's why I failed the first time, because I didn't practice enough, right? Now, I assure you, if you should go through this learning part, these tracks, you're gonna ace your exams, right? You're gonna pass it, right? It's too sure, right? Because I feel like this was specially created to simulate like the boxes you would also find in the exam, right? You have a mock exercise you do, then you also have this CPTS preparation guide, which is like it goes hand in hand, right? So we'll start our first box. So you will do so for this series, we'll do the easy box first. After we do the easy box, then the medium boxes, then the hard boxes and the insane boxes. I don't know how we are going to do this. Maybe we'll do it together, but but let's see. Let's see if I don't give up before then. So trick. Um, so I already have the VPN access. So, but in case you don't know how to set up your VPN, all right, all you have to do is come here, you download the VPN, right? So you choose the protocol. I usually choose TCP. So TCP and download VPN. So um, we're starting the machine. So before we start the machine, I'm coming. I need to also like drop something here. So we go to our, let's see the hacking VPN. Yeah. So sudo open VPN machine. So we are going to get an IP address. Yeah, so you see our IP address up here. My camera is blocking it. I mean, my face is blocking it. But we're going to get an IP address, right? So, but for this video, I think I already created a CPTS track part. Yeah, yeah. So all our boxes will be inside this track part. So mkdir trick trick cd trick clear. So now we can start off our box. So let's start our machine. Adventure mode. So let's just do adventure mode. So yeah, while our machine is loading up, so one thing I just want to say is that immerse yourself into your exam. Immerse yourself into your exam. Immerse yourself into the learning part. Immerse yourself in the labs. Like one of the things that can really help you is when you practice, and practice, because you don't know the lab you take that would be similar to what you have in the exam. You don't know the lab that you take that would just give you an idea if you are stuck maybe on the exam, right? So practice, and this track is here for us because like it's just dedicated for that exam. So you also need to utilize the track, parts, right? Not just the track part. Like I said, you also need to utilize this where is it now? The You also need to utilize so the attacking enterprise network. I'm going to say it again. This lab or this module is a steal. Please make sure when you finish your learning journey, you you go to this module 2-3 times. When you go to this module 2-3 times, then you come here on your tracks. When you come to your tracks, you come and play all these track boxes that we have here, right? So we have our IP address. um let's see if we can ping it. So we can ping it. Okay, so we'll quickly run an Nmap scan um on this. So yep, another thing, we need to take notes. Notes are very important in this journey, right? So let's take notes. So gonna create a new page. um oh CPTS CPTS tracks. Oh, I need to. Oh, why is it so tiny? So here we have our CPTS tracks. So let's come in. Yeah, so our CPTS tracks, create the trick box. Trick is an easy box, so create it that way. Widget. So click on it here. So we'll take our notes here. So let's just hop into our box. Nmap scan is almost done. So while we are doing our Nmap scan, we can also drop in the IP. Let's see. Ooh, it's too big. Okay, so we get a coming soon website, email address, Levi at thebox.com. I saw something similar like this in the exam, and I don't know. I don't want to just assume, right? But if you so just let's quickly enumerate all this together. So um before that, I think um before that before that, let's see. Let me spin up my book. Yeah, yeah. Before that, let me spin up my book. Okay, Java. Okay, next start worksheet. So I saw. Okay. Don't show me message again. Um, so I don't just want to. So while we're waiting for our Nmap scan, let's just name it Nmap so we don't forget. So while we're waiting for our Nmap scan, I think I should just enlarge it. Yeah, then also enlarge this. Yeah, so I can just I can just do this. Yes, and now this is too big. Yeah, I think this is perfect. Now I saw something like this during the exam, and I don't just want to assume that. So coming soon. So let's turn on our intercept. I'm using this enable. So we need to reload this. So did it notify me? Oh, how do we subscribe again? How do we subscribe? Um, how do we subscribe? I need to clear my. I need to clear my cache. I just saw something right now. Um, privacy and security. Clear, clear data. Browsing history. Clear. Um, okay, that's out of the way. Is our Nmap done? Okay, our Nmap is done. So for our Nmap scan, we have port 22, port 25, port 53, and port 80. So that's what we're working with here. And on this part, you buy at HackTheBox.com. I can't find a place to subscribe again. Okay, what was that? Let me see that. What was that? Okay. Um, one of the things we also need to do, let's inspect or view page source. Let's view page source. So reviewing the page source, what are we seeing here? Let's increase it a bit. So view page source, what are the web tech it's using? So we know it's using Nginx 1.14.2. That's basically everything, right? So scroll down. What do you find? Don't find anything really. I was hoping that the subscribe would show up again. Okay, since we can't get that to work, um let's try eliminating DNS. So let's try DNS. So DNS. So basically, um the tool we use for our DNS lookup, um in case you're wondering what is DNS lookup. So what is DNS lookup? Oh, our Bob is still on. So just to explain, so basically a DNS lookup is the process of translating human readable domain like google.com into a machine readable IP, like blah 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 blah, and things like that. But in the CTS module, there's something they'll teach you, zone transfer, um, and we use dig for that. So let's try zone transfer. So copy this new tab. So what's dig first? Let's what dig is. So dig is a DNS lookup utility tool. So dig is flexible tool for interrogating DNS name servers. It performs DNS lookups like we just saw and displays the answers that are returned from the name servers that were queried. So the syntax is dig, then your server, then your command. So let's scroll. So there are different options here. Which one do we use? Um, reverse lookup. Is it reverse lookup? Let's just do dig and this. Okay. So dig at this. Okay. So let's do dig dash help again. So a lot of commands right here. Man dig. So the dash X says this option sets simplified reverse lookups for mapping addresses to names. So for mapping addresses to names, I think this is what we're looking for, because um one of the things you need to understand is that if you're performing like an enterprise assessment, right? You can have, so let's take it from this, speaking to the CPTS approach, right? You're performing an enterprise assessment. You're trying to come from the external perspective and try to see which asset is weak enough to grant you like a foothold to the internal environment. So you need, and you can't just use IP addresses, right? You need to like have different domains, like subdomains. So since we have this IP address here, 10.129.29.149, we can try to map it to a name, right? So just resolve it to a name. So you say dash x addr dash x then address. Okay, so let's try that again. So let's clear this up. So dash x then the address. So I think like this. Oh, I see right here we have trick.htb. So now we have the box name. Now, one important thing you need to do when you have your box name is you need to add it to your etc file. So copy, clear, sudo gedit etc file. So let's see. So the box name, then what's the IP? Copy the IP. Yeah. So yeah, like this. So now if we do, let's close this. Let's show you something. So if I do trick http:// trick dot htb, you can see it loads up this page, right? So that's because we have mapped our what's it called now, we've mapped our um, where's the dig command. Let's try that again. So we've mapped our IP address to a name, right? So we've successfully resolved it to a name, right? So which is trick.htb, right? This is one concept you must understand, right? Because you would need to do a lot of zone transfer. Um, so DNS zone transfer with dig. Also, so the reason why I am oh so the reason why I'm going on the internet to look for these things like this is because on the exam, right? So let me just quickly set the tone. So on the exam, it's a 10-day exam, and it's kind of open book because you can check your notes, right? You can check your notes. You can even go back to the material, during the exam if you've forgotten a particular concept. You can do your own research. So if there's a particular concept you are finding hard to understand, you can go online. You can go online and do your own research, right? So going on the internet to look for how to solve a particular problem is allowed. Like, you should explore that option, right? Don't think you'd have it all in your brain and trying to like figure it out without looking for assistance, right? That's not going to work. So a zone transfer with dig is performed by requesting a full copy of the domain DNS records from a name server. So primary command is dig axfr at name server then domain. So basically it's saying this and zone transfer to me, right? Did we get that well? So dig axfr this and this. So let's quickly try that. So dig, I said dig uh axfr axfr. What's our IP? 149 at, okay, let's do dash x, failed. I don't think we are doing the right thing. Name server domain. Okay, let's clear it up again. So dig name server domain. So the domain is trick.htb. Perfect. Now we see we have a new subdomain which is preprod payroll.trick.htb. So we're going to copy this. We are going to sudo gedit SEOs file. So add this to it. Preprod. So Ctrl S, save and quit. Now let's quickly populate our notes. So for our notes we have this. Um, so for our notes we have, so Nmap. Let's do heading. So Nmap in. So we literally have this, right? So can I increase the, can I increase, okay, so we have this. Now we perform DNS enum. And how did we perform our DNS enumeration? We use dig. So first we use this command. This gave us our trick.htb, right? So one thing you need to do, you need to take your, like for the exam, you need to take proper notes. Like you need to take proper notes and screenshots. Like you need to take proper notes and screenshots. Very correct. So this, so this is the command that gave us that. So let's highlight it in green, right? Then the second command was this. So copy this, then paste it here. So POCs are very important for the exam, right? Let me show you an example of POCs. Like what am I talking about? So let's say you've done your zone, you've done your DNS enumeration, and you now find, because when you submit your report, you need to walk um, the examiner through how, like your thought process on how you find, these vulnerabilities, right? So I'll use light shots. So take this screenshot. So copy it to drop it in our Notion notes. So you need to just take POCs. It's very important you take POCs, right? So now we have a new domain. So preprod. So let's visit it and let's see. So http colon slash slash pre preprod. Nice. So it's loading up. So this is a payroll site. This is a payroll website. So one of the things we can do, we can try to force. So let's try to force. So um so just copy this. Alright. So try to force it. So Yeah, so let's try the false. So let's call this burp. Let's call this the DNS. Create another tab. So I have my checklist here somewhere. Yeah, so for yeah, so I already did this before, just trying to force. So for extensions, for extensions, for domains, so there's nothing there. Let's also do directories, right? Medium directories. So we get database. We're seeing it. So we get database assets. Let me reduce this a bit. Yes, so we have this. Let's see what else we will get from from this. While that is running, we can also enumerate the application ourselves. So admin payroll. So it's always good to test. Not so let's check what web tech is using. So it's using Nginx, data tables, data tables, data tables. I wonder what data table does in web application. What data tables web tech in web applications? What is that? A data table is a powerful free JavaScript adding interface like advanced searching and sorting, pagination, primary plugin, data manipulation, enables client-side pagination, instant search, and multi-column ordering. Okay, let's just so the way I like enumerating for my own application, right, might be different from the way you like enumerating for your own applications, right? But one thing I do is I force, right? That's that's my Firefox. Oh my god, my Firefox has disappeared. Where's my Firefox? Oh, my Firefox has disappeared just now. Let me minimize this in hope to see my Firefox. Where did my Firefox go? Mm, you know what? Let me um let's just do Firefox. Okay, so pre-prod, yeah. So this is our application. So one thing I like doing is I just try to intercept. So for fields like this, um, classic, you try SQL injection on fields like this. Like it's a no-brainer. So admin and password. It's always a no-brainer. So let me send this to repeater, then close this up. Username or password incorrect. Okay, so let's see. So send this. So we get an error message. What happens if I send this? Okay, so one important thing you need to understand is that, so when you send admin without the quote, it gives you a value of 3, right? It just renders a value of 3, right? But when you add the quote and send, it says, notice, trying to get property num rows of non-object in var. So we need to also take this screenshot, because just imagine you are um in the exam and you're trying to like explain that um coming. Oh, you need to also say we added the new subdomain domain found to our Etsy host file. Am I going to upload these videos? Yes, it's a live video, so it's a live video, so when I'm done with my live session, like, it's going to be there. Like, so the videos is always going to be there, right? So um but this is something very important. So when we added our quote, um we found the slash blah blah blah. So let's copy this. So copy it and also put this. So interesting, part of our interesting files. Interesting. So um we didn't take a screenshot of our pre-prod. Now it's back. Now I'm pissed. So let's take a screenshot of our pre-prod. So pre-prod, copy it, um, just put it here. My note taking skills trash. But I'm just taking notes to just, to walk me through what I'm doing, right? But the important thing is that you understand the concept, and you have enough screenshots to back up this is what you did, right? So um, so let's go back. So now, so just to point you in the right direction, right? In case you see, okay, let's close this now. So just to point you in the right direction, in case you see something like this during the exam or on any lab at all, one of the things I just quickly like fire it or just quickly do is I run like the SQL map, right? Because it's very easy to use. So Control A, no, just right click here, then save selected text to file, no, save item, right? So save item, I'm going to save it under my CPTS. No, it's going to be here under my CPTS. What is the folder now? Where is the folder? I'm going to save it under my CPTS tracks. Then under trick, I'm going to say trick dot txt, trick sql.txt, then save. Yeah, so that's been saved there. So clear this up, SQL. Now, one of the things we need to do, we run SQL map, right? SQL map, so SQL map, but okay, but we're not running it here. clear this up. So cd CPTS tracks, cd trick, ls clear. So SQL map trick sql.txt dash dash batch run. Please validate. Huh? It appears you have provided tainted parameter. Oh, so sudo gedit. So one important thing is that you just save the file the way it is, right? SQL map is going to check true to know, like, so we need to save this file again, right? So clear rm rf trick SQL. So we need to save this file again without this quote. So save item, so trick sql.txt, then save it here. So now we can rerun the thing that we are doing. So um now we can rerun it. So um let's quickly go through the commands of SQL map. So we dig SQL map. So um automatic SQL injection tool. So basically, instead of you like going through your you can actually run your SQL injection manually, right? But instead of doing that, you can just like take it one by one, right? You don't need to like, you just need to run it via the SQL map and you're good to go. So we have different, so we have level, race, technique, default, BEUSTQ, these options. So let's run our SQL map. Let's run our SQL map and see. So let's clear this up. So SQL map trick the batch, then dash dash DBS. You know what? So that you don't get confused. So left to right. So man SQL map. So so the reason why we are using DBMS here, or DBS, or anyone, DBMS, DBS, same thing, or DBMS. Then dash dash level equals to, we can use 5 as the default. Then dash dash risk equals to, we can use 3 as the default as well. So so you don't feel like, oh, where do I come up with my what's it called now? You don't feel like, how did I come up with my um command? So it's all from the manual page from SQL map. So run that. What? Trick SQL ls provisioned. Okay, let's use DBS. Okay, okay, quit, exit. So we ran this now. Let me minimize it. So we ran this and it's not big enough. We found out that um, it is indeed vulnerable to SQL injection. So our SQL map automated it for us, and the type of SQL injection is time-based blind SQL injection, time-based SQL injection basically. And the title, we have MySQL, so it's running in MySQL server version 5.0.12, So the actual place that is vulnerable to SQL injection is actually this username field. All right. So the username field is what is vulnerable to the SQL injection. So that's why you see when we run this, right, it renders 3 for us, right? But when we introduce this and send it, it gives you this error, right? And from this error, you can just, if you've played a lot of boxes, right, you can just smell something fishy, like, okay, why is it returning an internal um directory? Because this is an internal directory, right? So why is it returning an internal directory one? Then why is it saying online 21, right? Because I mean, if it is well if the queries are well parameterized, it should just return like, error, a generic error message or something like that. So that's what gave the hint that it can be vulnerable to SQL injection. So then we now run this so we put the request in a file, trick sql.txt. When we put it in a file, we fired it, and it gave us this back, right? So one thing I would advise is you should always like read your manual page for each tool that you're using. You can always read your manual page. So we're going to save this. I'm going to save. Oh, what did I just do? Huh? Oh god. So we're going to save this, and um we have two tables or two DBs there. So we have two DBs there. So we're going to save that. Then SQLI, let's make it bold. SQLI confirmed. So confirm our SQL injection. Let's make it bold. Right. Yeah, and let's make it red. So we confirm our SQL injection, and let's continue. So let's also take a quick screenshot just to so put this here, copy. Then also we need to take the screenshot of how did we know like it was most likely vulnerable to SQL injection. It was when we did this. So let's take this screenshot, and for this I'll just highlight this part that's here. So this was what we did, and we knew that okay, this thing was indeed vulnerable to SQL injection. So paste this as well. So this and this. So yeah, so we're good to go, we're on track. But now that I think of it, so if it's vulnerable to SQL injection, we can actually log in. Now that I think of it, actually, let's do admin or 1 equals to 1, then just a random thing in the password field. So let's take this screenshot. If it's indeed vulnerable to SQL injection, we should be able to log in. So let's click on login. Not now. Let's save this here. Yeah, I knew that we're supposed to be able to log in because it's vulnerable to SQL injection, for crying out loud. So let's just play around with the application. Then sometimes I like to save what was that command we used to log in just now? There was a command we used. Okay, so the command we used was this. So admin or 1 equals to 1 dash dash. Yeah. So we have different things here. We have attendance, we have payroll, we have department. Hmm. I can see something interesting in the URL. So if you look at the URL, right, this page place, let's try to see if we can get like a patch of our vulnerability. etc/PASSWD. Nothing, nothing gets triggered. Let's try it again. Let's send to repeater this time. So let's send it. Nothing, nothing. So I don't think he's vulnerable to patch traversal. So let's let's not go down that rabbit hole. So another thing I like to run. So when I confirm that SQL injection is indeed like present, so another thing I like to run is so SQL map. Let's see now. This is one very important reason why you need to save your command. So we run this. So let's copy it. So SQL map um, SQL map. So very very important. Why Yeah, it should be back. Is it back up now? My mic is down. How long did my mic go off for? Let me check my YouTube. How long did my mic go off for? Oh, I think my mic went off for a long time. But is it back now? Is my mic back? Is my mic back? Is my mic back? Okay, it's back. It's back. It's back. So let's cancel this. So clear. We don't know. Um, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, so let's just enumerate this quickly. Um, see marketing about. So the same way we found, so something interesting just popped up, right? So when we checked the pre-pod payroll, all right, we try to see if it's vulnerable to like local file injection. Sorry, try to see if it's vulnerable to. Oh my mic shut down, man. We try to see if it's vulnerable to patch traversal, right? Is it back now? Is it back now? Is my mic back now? Let's see. Um, my mic back. Okay. So now we try to see if it's vulnerable to like patch traversal on the payroll web application. Now for the marketing web application, we are seeing the same thing, right? Let's just capture a request real quick to be sure that we are doing the right thing. Turn on our proxy real quick. Yeah, so send to repeater, turn this off. So here we can specify, we can try our patch traversal. Okay, let's try. There's something. One two one two one two one two. Let's try. Is this gonna work? No. Okay. Let's also try the backslash. So let's see. Backslash gonna work this time. Sweet. Now we can see that the marketing is also vulnerable to patch traversal, right? So let's take our screenshots right here. Vulnerable to patch traversal. So we found patch traversal vulnerability here. So patch traversal confirmed. So dropped in our patch traversal. Now what are the, so now so at the beginning of this video there's a particular sorry, at the beginning of this video there's a particular what's it called now, there's a particular file that we found, right? So at the beginning of this video there was a particular file that we found, and we need to go check that file out, right? And that file is the slash, that's a file. There's a particular interesting file that we found. Oh, my light is not charging. Okay. Oh well. I need my lights. I think we just need to manage this to finish this stream. Uh, so we found this. Yeah. So now let's see if we can read this. Since we have our path traversal vulnerability, now let's see, can we read this? So var. Oh, it returns nothing. Okay. What else can we read? Let's try to see if we can read this Michael's SSH key. So Michael slash dot SSH. Let's try. Dot slash dot slash dot slash dot slash dot slash. Boom. My light is bad. Um, I'm losing light here, guys, and I need to fix this light as soon as possible. Um, I need to fix this light as soon as possible. So I need to get this charging again. So so um okay. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So slash home slash Michael SSH. This should work. Do we need more? 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's try it on the main website. So let's try it here. 1, 2, 3, 4 slash 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 home. Oh, did we return Etsy hosts? Or did we return what could we return here? Okay, we could return this, right? So if we could return this, then slash home, okay, slash my URL slash dot ssh. So um um now we're stuck here. Are we trying it on marketing though? No, let me try it again. Let me try it again. Yes. Hmm. So let's try it again. Let's visit the marketing page again. Okay. So you can about, okay. Or are we doing the right command? Part traversal or trigger. Let's see. A little bit of research won't kill us. A little bit of research. Okay. We can do this. Okay. This is what we're trying. So you might be able to nested path traversal sequence such as this or this. Revert, blah, 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 blah. So is that his name? Is his name Michael? His name is Michael. It's right here. Um, yeah, Michael. So let's try it again. This time, let's first read our password file. So it's a C slash PSSWD. Let's confirm something. So here, this is what we get, right? Now let's do home slash Michael slash SSH. Oh, dot SSH underscore CD slash home CD slash home CD home slash ls. Okay, ls dash la. Yeah, so we have, okay, are we supposed to cd dot ssh ls dash la? Hmm. So slash id underscore rsc. Is that it? Oh, finally. I think I was just doing it wrong. I think I was just doing it wrong. So we've been able to get, so let's just take a few steps back, right? So firstly, we're able to get the IDRSA key for Michael. And on the marketing web application, right? So on the marketing web application, we're able to see that the same patch traversal we tried on the pre-prod.payroll was the same patch traversal we tried on the marketing. It didn't work on the pre-prod.payroll, but it worked on the marketing, right? So um I mean, you just have to like keep getting at it, right? So um come back here. So now we have this. Let's save this. Let's just quickly save this. So let's quickly save this, right? So, oh, my monitor is not being shared. So let's quickly save this. So patch advisor confirmed this. Then the command that was run. So see, this reminds me, like this brings back so much memory from the exam, because I will not say more than that. But this brings back so much memory from the exam. So let's save this, right? And here. So let's just save this into a file. So let's clear this off. ls. Alright. Sudo gedit id.key. id.key. Or just use Michael. Michael IDRSA. So save this. So clear to chmod 600 Michael IDRSA. We need to use our sudo permission. Sudo clear. So what's our IP address again? So this is our IP address. So let's SSH. So SSH. Think yes. Asking for password. I thought we. Oh, what file? Ls. This is not the file. So sorry. So that was not the file. It's not supposed. Oh, sudo. It's not supposed to ask you for a password. It's supposed to just log you in as Michael directly. And now I don't. Now we need to quickly get this sorted out. So clear it off. Okay. ls cat Michael directly. So let's check. What's yeah, this is his private key. Sudo kmd. Okay, I see. So clear that, save, clear, sudo chmod 600 clear this ls dash l. Okay, sudo ssh dash I. Nice. Who am I? Michael. ls. Let's get our first flag. So we finally have our first flag. Wow, this stream is already too long. Now, you see what we had to do just to get our first flag. It's already like 2 hours in just to get our first flag. And the exam is 10 days, like way more like worse than this. Like, I kid you not, man. So quick enumeration. So let's actually save this since we got our first flag. Right. So then sudo -l have failed to bin start failed to bin. So let's see how we can root this box within 10 minutes, because by 9 I end the stream. By 10 I end the stream. I don't want the stream to be too long. Any stream I'm doing, I don't want it to always be too long, because like, so let's do this. So the pseudo entry allows this blah, 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 without fail to bin privilege, fail to ban. So let's read this walkthrough. So I think the person found something similar to it. So, oh, this is no. Kids book. Let's see what this guy did. Fail. It's still trick book. I don't want to read any walkthrough. You know what? Let's. I think we need to stop here. In the next stream, we'll quickly end this. We'll continue from here. Then we would wrap it up and move to the next box. So um, let's quickly run through all we've done so far. So basically, we're able to like perform our Nmap enumeration. Then we perform like the DNS enumeration, which gave us like the domain name. Then we did a zone transfer, which gave us like another subdomain. From the subdomain, we're able to find like an SQL injection on the login field. After we found our SQL injection, we were able to use SQL map to automate our SQL injection. After automating our SQL injection, we're able to see that we have a file read permission or a file read privilege on this server. From that, we're able to read. So from that, we're able to read the Etsy password file. We're able to read. From that, we're able to read the Etsy password file. We're also able to read different files, right? And then from there, we got our pre-prod marketing, right? Then from the pre-prod marketing, we tried a patch traversal vulnerability, which gave us the Etsy password file again. From the Etsy password file, we're able to dump Michael's IDRSA SSH key. From that, we're able to now log in as Michael and get our first flag. So in the next stream, we're going to be starting from here. We'll stop here. I don't want the stream to be too long, and I hope I hope you enjoyed this stream. I hope you gained one or two. I hope you are seeing how the exam can look like, and I hope you pass your CPTS exam. I hope you read and you pass. All right, so we'll stop here in our next stream. Who is this? Donated $1. So in our next stream, we are going to, find a way to um, get root access on this fail to ban. So when we get root access, then we'll move to the next box and, we keep going from there. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting the channel. Peace. My camera is not allowing me to do my piece. Peace. See, my camera is just making me. My camera is falling my hand tonight. Peace out, everyone.